Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Today I'm out in the fuel shed and I've got to get a fresh batch of fuel going. Truck has been thirsty here lately, so I need to keep it fed. As you can see, I've got the bowl out of the centrifuge. I went on, cleaned it up. I hadn't cleaned it in a couple batches, and if you caught that short video of what I scraped out of this thing, it was due. It was gross, but got it mostly clean. There's still a little bit of sludge in there, but threw it in the ultrasonic cleaner for an hour after scraping it out. But yeah, we're gonna go on and get this bowl put back in the unit, and I'll show you how I set that up. It's really easy, and I just hit it with a little impact, and yeah, it's good to go. But every time I take mine apart, the little retaining nut setup kind of falls apart on me, and yeah, it's just one of those things. So I'm gonna get that put back together and get the ball height set, get it gunned down, and get this batch going. As you can see, I've got the bowl sitting down in there. I got my little retaining ring put back together and set in place. So all I'm gonna do is hold this bowl up approximately a 1/4 inch from sitting flat. You can kind of see that. You can feel around this lip and you'll feel where the bowl is touching the housing. So pick it up, get about a 1/4 inch between it, because when you tighten this down, it's gonna go down anymore. Give it a spin, and that is it. With it up like that, now there's a little less than an 1/8 inch gap between the two, but that's all it takes. As long as you give it a spin, you don't hear any dragging or anything like that, you're good to go. So now I gotta work this O-ring back down, get the lid back on it, and we'll go on and spin it up. So we got our lid back on. I'm gonna go on and apply power to the fuge. Let her spin up. I'm not going to take it up to full speed yet. Half speed or so. I'm going to go on and plug our heater in. That's how I've got this set up. The element's always submerged in oil because it is lower than the drum. I usually let this warm up just a little bit till the housing gets a little warm to the touch. Our housing's warm, not hot, but warm. So we'll go on and open our main valve here. Flow's been set from the previous batch, but we'll check that here in a little bit. We should have oil flowing into the unit, so we'll go on and spin this up. Now, I'm gonna shut this valve off down here, so oil will flow out of this as the centrifuge fills up. That way I can kind of baseline my flow rate. Once I get the flow rate dialed in how I want it, I'll go on and open this valve down here back up, which will dump it into my clean drum, and I'll let it run all day. I'm gonna run this for several days. So I'm gonna run it hot, slow, 3 passes, and yeah, we should be good to go. But I'm gonna let this start flowing, which looks like we got a little bit of oil starting to trickle out. So I'm gonna let it flow in, and let's start flowing and get rolling a little bit, and we'll check our flow, see where we're at, and go from there. We're looking for a stable pencil-sized stream. I'm gonna go a little slower than that. I'm gonna turn it down just a little and should be good. So I've opened this valve back up, shut this one over here. That forces our clean oil down through here into the top of the clean drum. And I'm gonna let this go. This will run at least 10 hours, if not longer, probably longer. And once it's all done, while it's still warm down here in this drum, I'll kick my pump on, switch a few valves around, pump it back up to that drum, and we'll be ready to process again for 3 passes. If you're wondering why I do that, you can check out the lab test results videos I did on some gear oil. We did some testing for a company, and the added runtime or extra passes really showed a big improvement. So that's how I do it. Is it the right way, wrong way? Who knows, but it works for me. So I'm gonna keep this going. Once this pass finishes up, I'll bring you guys back for moving it back up top. We'll get it wrapped up. Well, back out in the fuel shed, it has been a few days. And the batch is done. Already got it down here, gasoline mixed in, which we mixed from that drum right there. And yeah, that's good to go. But had something kind of sketchy happen. I was coming out to check on everything, and I heard the centrifuge slowing down, which is kind of weird. So I came out here. I was coming out here anyways because it should have been time to shut everything down anyways. So it was good timing. I came out and the centrifuge was shut off, and it was just starting to spin down. The drum up top was empty, so it wasn't a big deal. So I pulled the vent tube inside, let it go on and shut down, but I wasn't getting power to my controller anymore. So I started looking around, and I've ran this whole setup on a little distribution block and an extension cord for over a year, and I hadn't really thought much about it. But apparently I shouldn't be doing that. As you can see, maybe on the video, this end block is swollen a bit. And this here is swollen and brown, black. It was really hot when I came out here. This thing was hot to the touch. I didn't want to touch it. And it had disconnected power, thankfully. If not, this could have probably been a fire, which would have been really, really disappointing. But that didn't happen, thank God. He's looking out for us. So yeah, I'm going to change a few things up. I have an outlet right here that I ran this thing on from the get-go. During testing, I was running everything on that extension cord so I could plug it into the kilowatt meter and monitor power usage and things like that, so I could let everybody know what kind of power this thing uses. So But yeah, I left everything on that, and I shouldn't have, apparently. But plugged it back in here. I'm gonna put power to this, make sure it still spins up fine. No issues there. So it didn't hurt the centrifuge or the drive. Slow it back down. It was just a really odd situation. So pay attention to how you guys are hooking these things up and how you're running them. Make sure it's right. I would have thought it would have been fine, but you know, extension cords are meant for temporary use. I should have known better. I should have been running it on the outlet that is hardwired for it, but it wasn't, and here we are. So here shortly I'm going to add another outlet that I can wire the heater into that will have a switch on it, so I can turn the heater on and off with a switch instead of unplugging it, and simplify things. With that said, this shed is going away here shortly. I've got materials coming to build a new shelter for all this stuff and get all my oil tanks and everything under roof, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And when that happens, I'll change up how this is wired a little bit. But yeah, anywho, got our batch done, got oil in the truck, which it has been working flawlessly. Haven't had any issues out of it, no leaks, no problem running on the fuel. And I've probably emptied that new 38-gallon tank 3 or 4 times now since I put the truck back on the road. So huge savings, like, you know, as expected. But yeah, anywho, I'm gonna wrap this up. Stop blabbing. If you got any comments, questions, complaints, drop them in the comment section below. If you would, hit that thumbs up button. Helps out quite a bit. Doesn't cost you anything. If you want to support the channel, need any gear, www.notsograndgarage.com. When this video drops, I should still have the discount code TAXTIME, TAXTIME, active. That'll get you free shipping on any order over $200 in the lower 48. If you're outside of the lower 48, reach out and I will help you out the best I can. Shipping to some places is astronomical. Just quoted shipping to Australia for one of these units and it was over $500. So shipping rates are going through the roof. So I can only eat so much before it's a big loss for me. And being how I'm doing this, I can't really afford to take that much of a hit. So anyways, I'll help you guys out as best I can. With that said, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.